Alright, so my brothers, Phluid and J Lamont. Let's talk about the sample, let's talk about the vinyl. How did we get this sample? How did we come about this vinyl, this record?
Well, I sampled Crimson and Clover, like a 60s track. It's super dope.
What genre is that? It's like a mad trip.
It's like rock. It's like a trip, like psychedelic rock or whatever. My dad put me up on him a while ago, so I heard like a couple samples from him, but it was dope. I had it for about like a year. I made that beat before Jay actually heard it in the studio.
Bro, I think you had that beat before I even met you.
Yeah, I had it like I made that beat like a year ago.
How long did it take to make that track?
Make the beat. I heard the sample. Anytime I hear a sample, I listen to it in the car for like days, get in that zone or whatever, feel it, and then when I hear it, it's like I hear it in a hip hop format already. So it was chopped up in my head. So when I get in front of MPC, it's quick. It's a quick process. So it probably take me like an hour to lay it out fully. And yeah, just went from there.
Dang. And then how was it when he heard the track? How long did it? How was that studio night?
It was kind of crazy because we was just going through random beats that he had in his arsenal already, and we're just trying to find a vibe, something we can vibe out to. And when that came up,
because I think he said you heard it on accident.
I did hear it on accident because he was actually about to skip the beat and not even show me that beat.
He had a session that night. He was recording over some other beats, and then I think Mello was in the studio with us, and he started pressing MPC, and then he hit one of the buttons, and then it played like a snippet. It played a snippet of the sample.
For real, no, Mello hit
it. It played a part of the sample, and then Jay was like, "What's that?" And I'm like, hold on. Now I pulled it up, and I wasn't even thinking because it's like more of like hip hop drums, and I only knew Jay as a singer at that point. I didn't know he could like rap or whatever. So he heard it, and then he was like, "Can I write to this?" Started writing on the spot and finished the entire song the same night.
Like about an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
What do you want people to get from this track, this record, Addicted? When people hear this record for the first time.
And in complete honesty, when I was writing it, I was just in a vibe. It was a feel-good type of a song. It really wasn't even meant to have too much like meaning behind it. You know what I mean? But then like at the end of it, I mean, you can interpret it so many ways, but it's another one of those, in a sense, it's a cliche where a lot of people make, you know, love stories, love songs and stuff like that, and use the addiction, the drug, you know, addiction to use it metaphorically in songs. So it was just something I did to have fun with, and it ended up being something that was like a lot of people's favorite. You know, a lot of times your favorite ain't everyone else's favorite, but it ended up getting crazy, and it had a really dope like Anderson .Paak vibe to it.
That's what I heard. As soon as he was in, I'm like, okay, this reminds me like an Anderson .Paak. Like he's like singing. He's not like singing, but it's like he's riding the beat. So it's dope. I'm like, okay, I love it.
And that's what I'm saying. How did you find this record? Because it's not even hip hop.
I usually don't listen. Like if I'm not in my car or in the studio or like in a club where they're playing hip hop, I usually don't listen to hip hop. I listen to a lot of rock. I listen to like weird music. Like you hear some of my samples, like where'd you get that sample from?
Really,
like,
that explains how the beats come out the way that they come out.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm way over. I'm listening to some folk music. I'll chop a folk, you know, whatever, and then I'll chop it up and make it hip hop. But I don't like to stay inside the normal genres that hip hop producers stay in.
Yeah, because even my mom, I showed my mom the track. It's not even out yet, but obviously I gotta let my mom hear that.
Yeah.
And she heard it, and she was like, yo, she's like, the beginning of the song, I know that song. She's like, I love that song, but like I'd never actually listened to that song.
Yeah.
But I'd listen to this song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next question. Have you ever dealt with addiction?
Absolutely not.
Music, hip hop. I'm a hip hop junkie, so
like,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
super addicted to hip hop.
No, nothing. I've never really been addicted to anything.
No
before.
substances though.
You guys haven't dealt with this.
Nah.
I haven't really had anybody close to me who's dealt with that either, to be honest.
On a more serious note, who really wrote this song?
Heard Kuko trying to take credit for some of the song lyrics.
Like, did y'all know who that was?
What lyric did you write? That was the line? The word? You just wrote that word?
The word after, like.
Oh, addicted like. Oh, you added the like at the end. Like.
Okay.
Probably didn't hear me, I was there.
Okay.
If you guys had an unlimited budget, what would this music video look like for Addicted? Unlimited budget.
It would have to be crazy. it would have to be, first of all, the video would probably be twice as long as the song was. If you have to extend the song
Make it a
out,
movie. It's gonna be like a 15-minute video.
it would have to be crazy. It'd have to tell a story. It'd probably have a lot of people in it. I mean, it's an unlimited budget, man. I'd be getting celebrities involved.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Holly Berry gonna make an appearance in the video, just randomly.
Overdosing in the videos.
You know, I'd probably have Drake and Pusha T having a boxing match in the
Unlimited
back.
budget. Like, yo,
You know what I'm saying?
500 sticks, y'all. Both box.
That'll be the main event, but the preliminaries would be Tekashi 6ix9ine and Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't even want to sponsor that.
So let's talk about the designs on the shirts that you guys brought that we got going on. Let's talk about the that No Sympathy shirt and the Keeping Culture Alive gear that you have on.
This one is the No Sympathy. It's like a part of the cover for the album that's about to come out.
Which is super dope. Let the camera get
It's super dope. Shout out to Jay Know-It-All. Freaking came through with that design. I described it, and he just ran with it. It's super dope. And I'll break out the full meaning when we do like the full documentary for the project, but it means a lot. Like the stuff that's going on in this image means a lot.
Everything means something on the image.
Oh yeah.
So.
And then this one right here, the Keeping the Culture Alive tee. By the way, these are available, fluidproductions.com. But it's basically, it comes out to keeping the culture alive, like the culture, like hip hop, like the production, it goes from like it's sample heavy. So you start with the vinyl, digging in the crates, finding your sample, then you get it on record, you get the sample, and I'm straight MPC head, Akai all day. So throw it in MPC and then we record the track after that. So I want to keep that traditional hip hop culture alive. So.
And that culture J. Cole stand for too, man. I understand that interview he had with Lil Pump, man.
Yeah.
We gotta keep real hip hop alive just as much as this new stuff is coming and taking over.
Yeah.
It can exist together, but we just gotta keep it alive.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing against anybody
That's why it's
who
big.
don't.
You do what you do. You're
Yeah.
a genre, and then boom, pap, hip hop. One of the last questions I have for the world is, once people hear this song, where can they find this song?
It's gonna be everywhere.
It's gonna be everywhere. By the time this is out, they'll have it like within that week. They'll have the single, and then the project should be wrapped up this summer, 2018.
Yeah, it'll be out everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal.
And you can keep up with everything on fluidproductions.com. Of course, that's the hub to everything.
Nah, but anyway, we do got a project coming out. We are not the same person. Kuko Cigar, Phluid, your boy J Lamont.
You dig?